Hey there, Exiles. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into all things gaming. And today we are spilling the tea on the first weekend of Path of Exile 2. Now, don't get me wrong, I am hyped about this game, but let's just say it gave me some character building moments, and not the good kind. So grab a flask because, unlike mine, yours will refill. Let's dive into the chaos. Okay, so let's talk mana and health flasks because you're trekking through this map for like 30 minutes because it's never ending sometimes. And you're fighting mobs, you're dodging projectiles, you're feeling like a hero, right? And bam, flasks are bone dry. Now all of a sudden you're playing the world's hardest game of tag with mobs that you can't shake because they just keep coming at you. And if you go backwards behind that checkpoint, if you died at it, now you have mobs coming from this direction too. I got it. We'll talk about that later. But who thought this was a good idea? I mean, hello. I know Path of Exile 1, they had multiple flasks. They're trying to simplify this thing, but come on. You can't do it. I mean, the set amount, they're all gone, dude. If it's gone, you're in trouble. Like, you literally have to play it carefully. Maybe this is the way that GGG designed the game to punish people if they overuse their flasks or whatnot. But I mean, it kind of feels a little bit tough for me there. I mean, anyone else find themselves whispering sweet nothings into their empty flask, hoping that they're going to come back and regen before you just get obliterated by a boss or another mob? If so, I mean, let me know because, oh my God, that one hits me deep. It hurts. It tears my soul apart. Okay, let's talk scenario here. You finally carve your way through hordes of enemies, right? Maybe just barely surviving on a slither of health. You die once, though, because, of course, your flasks are empty. And what happens? All the mobs have respawned on the map. You now must fight your way through that entire map once again, taking away another hour of your life, which you're never going to get back. I don't know who it was at GGG that said, let's punish players for trying, but if you nail it, congratulations. I mean, if I wanted to fight the same enemies repetitively, I'll just go back to act number 1 and relive my glory days. I get it. It's hardcore in a sense, but come on. Throw me a bone, or at least an additional checkpoint, more checkpoints somewhere on the map so that it's not so backbreaking to die in the game. It's a big punishment, very, very big punishment. I mean, how did all you guys handle this? I mean, did you just go full tilt and rage clear everything every time? Or did you also end up Googling how to uninstall Path of Exile 2 gracefully and asking your friend whether or not they had joined you on that suicide mission? Before we start here, just let me step in here and say I play range classes because I'm not that kind of masochist, if you know what I mean. But let's talk about something that I hear everyone upset about. Let's talk about playing melee. It's like being a drummer in a band where everyone else has flamethrowers. You're important. You still make the beats, but nobody really pays attention to you because those flamethrowers are pretty flashy, if you know what I mean. Well, playing that melee class in this game is sort of this way in the sense that you have to run into that fight. You got to swing your sword. You got to hope that you get one hit off before the boss or whoever it is you're fighting just rips you to shreds. And a lot of people are getting ripped to shreds. It's a very tough breakdown the way this game is working. Meanwhile the classes, the range classes are out here, shocking stuff and running away. I know, because that's me. Nobody's touching us. So you got to think, at some point, how can this game be so anti-melee? It's a really tough situation. And don't even get me started on the bosses, because from what I'm hearing, melee feels like playing Operation, except you mess up, the punishment is your dignity, more or less. And another 10-minute mob respawn grind. I love the idea of being a mighty warrior, but let's be real. It's ranged or bust right now in this game. I know people are making it to in-game with their melee, but we're talking about a percentage. As a whole, you got to say there's a lot of people who are really getting frustrated trying to do stuff as the warrior class. So, man, I would love to see that change. So, I mean, tell me, who in here does melee main? Who mains the melee? And how are you holding up, guys? Let me know, because are you coping, or are you just switching to bows or to magic and pretending like you didn't ever start as a melee class and you're trying to get the game done by yourself at this point? Now, don't even get me wrong here. I'm still excited about Path of Exile 2. I love the game. It's gorgeous. It's brutal. And when it works, it's really working. But the mana flask respawning mobs and melee struggles, those are like the mosquito bites of the game. And annoying enough to make you scratch your head and wonder, why am I out here in the first place? Well, obviously, I love Path of Exile, so that answers my question. But for many of you, it might have a different answer. So, hey, maybe they'll tweak things before the full release 6 months down, or even here soon. Hopefully they will. Fingers crossed, GGG. And if not, well, I'll just keep grinding and laughing through the pain, won't I? Because I am one of those kind of masochists. All right, fans. Well, that's it for today's rant. Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you love it, hate it, or somewhere in between? And don't forget to like, subscribe, all these things that we always ask you to do in these YouTube channels, because we need you guys to help us grow. And like I said, there's always new content coming out, and I want to be able to reach you and more people. So the more of you that like and subscribe, the more our message gets pushed out there, the more that we are able to help and reach people who need it. Thank you all for coming again, and have a great day.